What's up, guys? It's Jake Element. Today we're going to be talking about upgrading your striker guide. If you have issues after upgrading to the stainless steel and you want to know why you're having misfires or what you can do to make sure to prevent misfires on your firearm, you want to stay tuned. Okay, so you're going to want to break it down from the bottom to the top, okay, and find out why your firearm's having misfires. Okay, I've been getting a lot of comments and messages regarding misfires after upgrading their recoil or their striker guide. So the striker guide, guys, has to be completely bone dry. Do not add any oil to your striker guide. You cannot. You're not supposed to add oil to this thing. Okay, guys, you're gonna want to make sure if you are using a cleaning solution that you're using the appropriate cleaning solution for your firearm. You don't want to use cooking oil. You don't want to use mortar oil. I know you can use those things and you want to save money, but it's not going to work because the guns require a special lubricant for temperatures. When you're at the firing range and you're shooting 2,000 rounds a day, guess what? Your firearm heats up, and that lubricant that you're adding onto your firearm will eventually start causing damage to your firearm if it's not the appropriate lubricant or cleaning solutions that you use for your firearm. So I recommend you guys using something very common, known to the industry. A lot of people have used these products and they work great. I use them, they work great. I've installed my striker guide. I've had no issues at the firing range so far. You know, I've shot about maybe 600. After I installed the striker guide, I shot about 600 rounds and no issues. So, and I did realize that there was a little bit of oil on my striker guide, and I completely removed it and I left it bone dry, and that's how it's supposed to do. So if you're having issues with your striker guide, make sure that it's clean, okay? No oil. Now, on a lot of firearms, guys, there's a ventilation hole that you're going to typically find right there in your slide. You see that in the middle right there? That's a ventilation hole for your striker guide, guys. It needs to be able to breathe for any debris or moisture clearance. It's gonna have issues if you're clogging it up with lubricant. So you're gonna want to stay away from adding lubricant to that hole because it's gonna cause problems, guys. Your barrel on the locking pin right here, you can add oil onto it, and maybe a little bit right here where the barrel connects to your firearm. You can add oil there, and that should be fine, guys. But on the ventilation hole, you do not want to add oil to it, guys, because it's not gonna be good. Okay, guys, right there, that hole, you see it. All the firearms mostly come with that ventilation hole, and it's for the striker guide. Don't add oil, guys. It's not gonna be good. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is when you clean your firearm. So we're gonna remove the magazine. Remove the magazine. You're gonna want to remove your slide from your firearm, and to do that, you just have to press these two little buttons right here, guys. You press down. Okay, you make sure your firearm is not loaded. After making sure your firearm is not loaded, guys, you can remove the slide by pressing the trigger. You push these two buttons down, you press the trigger, you remove slide. Okay, guys, slide is removed. Okay, guys, so once again, this is your handgun right here, and where you're gonna want to lubricate is you're gonna have to make sure, guys, that you lubricate the correct places. Okay, the locking geometry on your firearm, on your pistols, requires the correct lubrications on the correct parts of your firearm. So because if the striker channel or spring is not dry, what's gonna happen? Well, you're gonna have hydraulic cylinder issues, which is going to cause light strikes. Okay, so do not lubricate the striker, because that's what's going to happen. Okay, now do not lubricate the venting hole, because the debris and moisture needs clearance, guys. Do not do that. Okay, it's just keep it simple. Okay, and if you do not know how to clean a gun, just YouTube it, go on Google, research it, buy a book, ask a friend, go to your local gun shop. They're gonna tell you what you need to do, how you need to do it, and the correct way to do it. Okay, after cleaning your firearm, after putting an upgrade, you're always gonna want to go to the firing range and test your firearm, test your new upgrade, and make sure it works, guys. Okay, because if it doesn't work and you're having issues, you're gonna have problems in the future. Okay, I installed a new recoil assembly Now, when you install new recoil assembly, it could affect the type of ammo you use. If you use competition ammo, a P plus ammo, your recoil, if it shoots flat, so all that you have to basically study and understand what you're looking for. So, and if your firearm is misfiring, you're gonna want to break it down to the bottom and get to the bottom of it. You're gonna want to inspect your striker guide. Make sure it's dry. You're gonna want to make sure that it's not bent. There's no damages. It wasn't delivered, or the manufacturer made a mistake and it was never working to begin with. So that's why you have to make sure and inspect the firing range that everything's going well. If you're continuing to have misfires, you're gonna want to get a new striker guide. You're gonna want to contact the company that sold you the striker guide and have them maybe replace it and send you a new one, and talk to them. Maybe they will send you a new one, okay? If not, they're like $10, $15, you can buy a new one, guys. I've heard a lot of professionals who work in the firearm business say that the plastic ones actually buffer better than the stainless steels. A lot of people have been having issues with the stainless steel recoil assembly and with stainless steel striker guide, because the buffering on them is not as good as the plastic ones. But I think I haven't had any issues with my striker guide or my recoil assembly. So when you're gonna want to add your slide back onto your firearm, you're simply gonna want to connect it to these are the locking geometry on your firearm. Okay, guys. So when you add oil, you're gonna want to add it to the locking block and to the locking pin right here, guys. That's okay to add oil to the locking pin and to the locking blocks, okay? Most guns have 4 of them, and you can add all oil into it. Typically, they don't recommend you adding oil to the slide or to the rails. You're just gonna want to keep it simple, guys. You can add oil to the barrel, whereas the locking pin right here, you can add oil and you'll be fine right there. But typically, you're not gonna want to add oil anywhere else, especially especially the ventilation. You see the ventilation hole right there? That you want to keep clear, okay? Debris moisture clearance. Remember, that's a venting hole. You want to keep it clear from any debris, okay? Make sure there's no gunk or oil in there. So once you removed your slide, you want to put it back. You inspected it, everything's good. Now, when you put it back, bada bing, it's on, okay, guys? Check that the trigger's working good. You want to rack it, make sure everything's good. You put the safety back on, guys. You can put your magazine back onto your firearm and lock and load it. Now, after you updated your firearm, remember, go to the firing range, test it out, make sure it's good, and do some research. You're still having issues on misfires. Check the ammo you're using. Check your recoil assembly, okay? Because the recoil assembly, sometimes if you upgrade your recoil, it could affect the type of ammo you're feeding onto your firearm. And your P plus ammo can probably work better. Competition ammo can probably work better. All this stuff is important to know so you can make sure that your firearm never fails on you. It works on you in the event that you need to use it in danger. It's going to save your life or your family's life or someone's life. Okay, guys? So please, if you're having issues with the striker guide, make sure that it's bone clean, dry as a whistle. Okay, guys? Dry as a bone. You do not want to lubricate this thing. Take it out of your firearm, clean it, make sure it's nice and dry, install it back to your firearm, test it in your house if you have a firing range there, or the backyard, you live in the mountains, or go to the firing range and test it out there. Okay, guys? So I'll catch you guys in the next show. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, stay dangerous, stay solid.